So hey guys, today's a new video, and as you can see, it's actually about quite a few things. So in the last video, I got asked to do a showcase for basically what was um Sakura and the Eight Tails, the way to do it, and a special skill, and I'll do that in a second. But first, I'm gonna talk about the anniversary notice. So as you can see here, Ninja Hayate officially launched tomorrow. It is the Ninja Hayate's first birthday. Therefore, we will release a unique ninja along with various events and activities. Let's looking forward to it. Guess who is this? Just from my personal guess, I would say that's Black Zetsu. Um, yeah, tomorrow's gonna be what I'm going to assume, quite honestly, is gonna be a very intensive event for money consumption. So a very intensive consumption event. Um, yeah, so a special event tomorrow essentially is what that's going to be. So for those of you who are heavy investors, I guess, stay tuned. One of you asked me whether or not you should get Jiraiya because you have 25k gold and you're saving up for Shadow Clone. Now, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm essentially going to have Jiraiya like this. As you can see here, he doesn't have any of his items, but I'm just going to equip all of his items that I can. So obviously, uh, it may look different for you, but you do have the ability to get this far if you have all of this items. So what I'm going to be doing is actually just equipping all of his items. He has 5 items, as you can see. They are all tier 4 plus. I'm also going to take off my tailed beast and essentially just leave them at as low as I can get them. Because the tailed beast does add quite a bit in critical, and critical does do quite a bit of damage. Collections, same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and take them off. Roll a few that I still have. Gonna take off those collections. I think that those are the only two that I actually have available right now. Everything else is I need to get back to working on it, basically. Yeah, I think that's about it for collections. So as you can see here, Jiraiya is at 2 million combat without any sort of bonuses that I can provide. I did get the secondary passive, so I do have both of them now. I'm gonna assume that you did get his secondary passive. If not, choose your poison, basically. Demonic Illusion Toad Confrontation Chant does give a little more ninjutsu attack, but Earth Release is not that far behind, and Earth Release has the advantage of not interrupting stuns, especially if you're using Itachi. So as you can see here, this is just Jiraiya, like I said. He doesn't actually have anything sealed into him. Seal. As you can see, Jiraiya is, I think he should be right around here somewhere. He doesn't have anything sealed into him, and yeah. So, yeah, as you can see that, just like that, Jiraiya, and I'm gonna have him go first in the Ninja War, and I'm gonna try to see how far I can get. Obviously, I have 384k ninjutsu attack. I also have level 5 Curse Healer Wrath. The way to get that, just to keep on doing one-click hunt until you get to Inazagi. Click on Hunt, and if you get lucky, you're going to get the Curse Healer Wrath, upgrade it up to level 5, and you're going to be able to instantly release your unique skill. So as you can see here, like I said, the skin is just the skin, honestly. I am going to be using Sage Art Fire Release, a Great Flame Bullets for this. It's the skill that comes with the Shinobi World War Jiraiya. So, it may be different for you, but we're going to see how far Jiraiya can get just with this sort of bonus. And yeah, we're just going to keep on going until I essentially die. After I do this, I'm going to go ahead and do the 8 Tails as promised. I'm just going to be using Sakura and Orochimaru if I can, with a few cards that can seal. I think I already did a guide on how to do that, but keep in mind that you do need a lot of luck for that. Also, gonna be choosing attack every single time, or as much as I can. But yeah, for for the strategy with Sakura and Tsunade, you really have to rely a lot on luck. It's not really a a sure thing that you will get, that far, or that you'll even be able to kill the 8 tails, because the thing is that since that taijutsu attack is based on ninjutsu, well, yeah, more or less based on ninjutsu attack, it could be quite deadly. And yeah, as you can see here, I have a lot of dodge. So I'm going to assume you don't have that much dodge. So essentially, Jiraiya by himself got all the way to stage 13 with defense level A. So I mean, 13 times 8, that's a certain amount of gold. Do you think that's worth it? I think it is, because, well, you're obviously gonna have more cards. You can add in rings, obviously. Another thing, those of you who keep on lamenting that you can't get, Jiraiya for whatever reason, he really is just powerful with just the Fukusaku and Shima. I mean, his items obviously give him a very big bonus, especially if you take into consideration, lion white hair tier 4 and like the Geta, and when you take into consideration they do give him a lot of ninjutsu attack, but the ones that really boost them up are Fukusaku and Shima, because of the fact that they can give him the shadow clones after he releases his Sage Art Genmon. So that's just something to keep in mind. And yeah, this is kind of just my combat right now. For Jiraiya, I could probably get him higher, if I bothered to. Let's see, we're gonna take, what's his name? Second Hokage. We're gonna take his little outfit. And we're gonna equip to him. We're gonna unequip that. We're gonna equip that. Obviously, I'm gonna get all of his items to tier 4 eventually, but at the moment, I just don't have that much rare ore. And honestly, if I were to get all of his items before I get him to Diamond, I'd be more or less the same, because you need 40 Will of Fire for one. That's 95 Will of Fire, and then add in another 45, which would make it, see, 95, that's 100. 140 Will of Fire, so I mean, it's going to take a while to get him the Diamond and to get all of his items at Gold, I mean, at tier 4. But it should be worth it. What else? Okay, yeah, so as I was saying, I'm going to be doing that one thing for Tsunade or Sakura. Keep in mind that you do need a gold Tsunade and a gold Sakura for this to work. You do need a level 105 passive, which is called the Yin Seal. Oh no, which is called Unrivaled Strength, as you can see here. You can actually only get this during an event, so unfortunately, if you don't have it already, you're kind of screwed. Naruto, Sasuke, and Jiraiya and Tobirama, as far as I know, can do this, but it's a lot rarer on Naruto and Tobirama, as far as I know, so keep that in mind, please. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take that off. Gonna go ahead, take that off, and we're gonna equip. So the idea behind this method is essentially you're gonna wanna load up Sakura with the most amount of ninjutsu attack that you can. So for me, I would take away all of my strongest ninjutsu based attacking weapons and equip it to, what's her name? Equip it to Sakura. Now, like I said, you really only need the, you only really need the scroll and the skill. You also need, you actually, I'm sorry, you actually do have other requirements, which are having Orochimaru gold at the very least, level 105, with his Curseal passive right here, and you also have to have at the very least his ring at tier 4 for this to work. There's a lot of requirements for this, but there's a good reason for that, and I'm going to show you essentially, because it was requested. So we're going to have that, we're going to have that, we're going to equip this to her actually. Like I said, you want to overload her with ninjutsu attack, because the taijutsu damage is based on ninjutsu attack, not taijutsu attack, which is what it normally is, which is strange. I know it's a rather strange concept to get around, but yeah, we're actually going to take off everything off of Orochimaru, because we just want to want the Curseal bonus. To give you a demonstration, obviously you're going to need a lot more when it comes to the actual thing against the 8 tails, but I'm going to give you a demonstration and we're going to have this work with this Sakura. Now if everything goes well, Sakura should be able to defeat her counterpart here, who has a Yin Seal. The way that she would do that is by raising her damage output quite a ways bit. Wait, do I have the Yin Seal passive on her? Yeah, Unrivaled Strength. So as you can see, these are actually the things that get Sakura higher, basically. So, I mean, this is just a really shitty example because Orochimaru died. But, yeah, just watch. So as you can see here, watch the damage that she does. Because of the amounts of taijutsu and ninjutsu damage is essentially doubled, since the attack itself is based on ninjutsu damage with taijutsu stats, it can do a stupid amount of damage, basically. Now, it will actually go up higher the more she gets the Yin Seal. But usually you do need Orochimaru. I'm actually just being extremely unlucky with Orochimaru dying and dying and dying, which is rather frustrating because I've seen Sakura deal more than 1 billion when it comes to, you know, this thing, but you do need Orochimaru to be alive and to keep on releasing the curse seal over and over again. Because what that does is essentially stack it. As you can see right now, it's kind of hit a max, I suppose you could say. Now I know some people say that you do need the sandals for this to work. Tsunade's or Sakura's sandals for this to work. That's actually not true. That's just luck, really. But yeah, like I said, you need to have the red curse seal keep on stacking. You do need to have a lot of luck for this to work. As you can see, I keep on trying and keep on trying, but if I don't get that red curse seal continuously over Sakura, this just is not going to work, no matter how many times I try, no matter how many times I do this. So the curse seal stacked, and as you can see, she should be doing more damage. Sometimes it works. Maybe, honestly, for all I know, they could have nerfed it, really, but hopefully they haven't. Once again, this is really rare because, like I said, you have to get the red curse seal on Sakura continuously and continuously for it to keep on stacking. And another thing, should you get a gray curse seal like you just saw Sakura do so right now, all of that progress will just be reduced back down to 0 and won't make any point, really. So we're going to keep on trying until it works, basically. Takes a while. A lot of luck. But it is possible. The thing is that the reason this is so effective, and sorry, I just dropped the phone. The reason this is so effective against the 8 tails, especially when Sakura is not exactly powerful, is because the 8 tails is actually very vulnerable against taijutsu attack. Now that I think about it, well, I could be doing something wrong, so I'm gonna go ahead and equip the short sandals. Maybe people were right, and you do need the short sandals. But quite honestly, I'm fairly sure that you don't need the short sandals. So once again, we're gonna go back to Sakura and see how we do here. Now, the reason I'm choosing this particular dungeon, I kept on putting replay like an idiot. But the reason I'm choosing this particular dungeon is because not Tsunade, but Sakura will always heal. You have to essentially one hit KO her unless you stun lock her before the match even begins, and then she won't heal. But you do have to stun lock her, otherwise she just keeps on healing and healing. And that's why this is so useful, as an example, because Sakura, once she reaches high enough damage, she will be able to one hit KO the other Sakura. Quite honestly, this is really rare. Like I said, don't get your hopes up because, well, like it's rare. It's a I think 1 in 20 chance. My friend Tommy, when he used to play quite a bit, I remember him telling me, well, not telling me specifically, but telling just about everybody inside the chat that because he made a video about this like this for Facebook. I remember him telling everybody that, well, it took him 20 plus tries, like 50 tries, just to try to get the right combination or just get lucky enough for the curse heals to stack. Obviously, this isn't happening right now, and it's just frustrating. It's getting to the point where I'm kind of wondering maybe I'm going to have more luck if I equip in Tsunade, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take off all of this stuff off of Sakura and, well, use it on Tsunade and hope for the best. Now, the reason that Orochimaru keeps on dying for no apparent reason is because if you have the Grey Curse Seal, um, you can die. It's kind of as simple as I could put it. Does this give her? No, it just gives her ninjutsu defense. So once again, we're going to equip all of the taijutsu attack, ninjutsu attack that we can on Tsunade. Once again, this is really the only thing that you need, but we're going to go ahead and change this one also. So as you can see, Tsunade 600k or whatever, and let's see how this goes. So I mean, this could just be a moot point, and it may not happen, or I may even be doing something wrong, and that's why it's not working. So there is always that option. There is always that human element to this, where I could just be completely wrong, and somebody else has another way to do it. Honestly, the part of the reason I don't exactly know how to do this is because I never really relied on it. I know some people relied on it to take down the 8 tails, but I didn't because, well, I have overpowered cards. My 8 gates guy has the ability to solo the 8 tails if I have enough luck with the dodge, basically. Um, Obviously, that's not going to happen anytime soon, but viably, he can out DPS the 8 tails as long as he doesn't get hit. But it seems I can't get it to happen for whatever reason. It's rather annoying, but not totally unexpected. Hmm. I think I may actually be doing it wrong also by having Orochimaru go first instead of Tsunade. That could be part of the problem here, so I'm going to go ahead and switch these two. Have Tsunade go first and then Orochimaru. Part of my theory for that is because since Tsunade has that bonus, it will be increased by Orochimaru, basically. There you go, this is how that worked. Okay, yeah, that's exactly how that goes. So yeah, basically have Tsunade go first, load her up with as much ninjutsu attack as you can, and then just have Orochimaru behind him. If you want a detailed instruction on how to take on the 8 tails, well, I'll just do it here right now. So you want somebody in the first place who can seal. Somebody like Nagato would be very good. Just use his 9 Phantom Dragon. It will seal the front row. Restrain Chakra. Obviously, you just want to seal, so you don't really have to worry about that. Chojito is another very good card to use for sealing, so we're going to use Chojito. We're going to put this here. Tsunade is going to be our main tank. Obviously, she has to have a decent amount of HP just to survive against the 8-tails because he does hit like a truck, so keep that in mind. Let's see, so we're going to put that there. We're going to go ahead to equipment and skill. We're going to take off that water release horn. And we're actually going to put this on him. And we're also going to have another sealer, which is going to be... what's his name? Actually, I'm going to have Orochimaru in the back, then Tsunade, and the last sealer is going to be the animal path? No, the human path. The animal path confuses the human path seals, basically. You can use other cards, but this is a minimum setup, I suppose, to do this. You can actually do it with just Nagato and Chojito, but the human path is there just in case, for whatever reason. One of them fails at their seals, and basically the 8-tails doesn't just murder everybody because it can. I know this is going to be a long video, so what I've been thinking about doing when it comes to videos is the first 10 minutes or so will be relevant to whatever important stuff the video should be about, like the announcement that's going to be covered instantly, like new things essentially. But anything else after 10 minutes, or when I say my outro, basically, that's about it for this video. Leave a like if you like it, leave a dislike if you don't. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you tomorrow. When I say that, you can end the video right there and you can stop watching, because after that, nothing of real import will be. After that, if I do keep the video going, it's mostly going to be just me, brainstorming ideas or just testing out things in general, just so you guys can see. If you like that idea, please comment on it. Tell me you think it's a good idea, or you think it's a bad idea, because this would actually solve the problem with people not having enough time to watch the video. That's what that way they know the first 10 minutes are critical information that they should know, and anything else after that, while it may be important, it's not critical to them specifically unless they are looking for a certain question. And then if they are, well, they could look that up at their leisure or something like that. So yeah, we're going to challenge the 8-tails. The reason I put Chojito up here is because he has an ungodly amount of stamina. As you can see, 1.2 million. And he has a decent amount of tenacity, so you're going to want that for him. And that's basically why he has that. So we're going to put the Shining Gun, we're going to equip the Hand-Knitted Scarf or Tactic Vest. Just essentially everything that can give him HP, more or less. And some taijutsu damage, ninjutsu damage. He's not going to be DPSing, he's just going to be there for shits and giggles, basically, to seal. Anything other than that, he's not really useful. So hopefully I still have some seal stones, but yeah, okay. Oh yeah, just in case you were wondering, what's his name? Damn, what is his name? The 9-tails works under the same principle. The 8-tails may take more time because the 8-tails does have the ability to revive himself unless you can seal his passive. But the 9-tails doesn't have the ability. You just have to kill him basically once, while the 8-tails, depending on how strong you are, you may have to kill him 2 or 3 times. And once again, you have to keep in mind that should Tsunade get the red curse seal, the gray curse seal, her progress will have to start all over. So, that could be very bad. You may want another healer here just in case Tsunade isn't able to heal Chojito, because if Chojito dies, Tsunade will more than likely die, and if Tsunade dies, there's really no point to you doing this. But yeah, like I said, you're gonna want to get Tsunade with a red curse seal. Unfortunately, I just got unlucky right now, and I got another gray curse seal, which is bad, but it happens basically. So yeah, you just have to keep at it and hope for the best, essentially. As you can see, she is dealing a decent amount of damage, but not quite as much as is possible. Don't try this tactic in the Ninja War, especially if you're going to be using Tsunade, because the fact is that while Tsunade does have the ability to go higher, Taijutsu damage is essentially worthless in the Ninja War. I don't know why, but it just is. Another thing, this tactic is actually viable for any tailed beast under this guy or even the nine tails. But you do have to have, like I said, the red curse seal instead of the gray curse seal, which it appears I just keep on getting gray curse seals, whereas everybody else in my team is getting red curse seals. So that's a little frustrating at the very least, but it happens. So that is the general gist of it. As you can see, Tsunade once again got another great curse seal. So we're not gonna win this one, definitely. But it happens, I guess. I keep on saying that, but that's just the way she goes, basically. Um, yeah, I kind of want to say that's about it. Thanks for watching. Because I can't really think of anything else. Anything after this is just going to be me doing the Ninja War and spitballing ideas, trying out different things. So really, if you're not interested in any of that, you can just end the video here. So leave a like if you liked it. Leave a dislike if you don't. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new video. Now, for those of you who stuck around, cool. I'll just be like I said, mostly spitballing ideas, especially when it comes to this for the Ninja War, because I just noticed that about Tsunade being able to do that because Orochimaru went after her. If I can replicate the same thing with Naruto, I'd be so much more powerful in the Ninja War. Obviously, if you're watching this and you're using Jiraiya, and Jiraiya can apply the same principle to himself, he could be a lot more powerful. So that's actually what we're gonna do. We're gonna unequip all the stuff from Tsunade, actually. And just unequip all that crap because she doesn't need it. She's not useful, I guess. Not exactly not useful, but I just don't use her anymore unless I'm trying to boost up my CP. So we're gonna equip our stuff back on, which is that. Nope. She gets the Shining Gun tier 4. She gets that. She gets the short sandals. Then I think that's about it when it comes to Tsunade. We're gonna equip all the. Actually, we're not gonna equip that to Orochimaru just yet because we're gonna test out the whole thing with Jiraiya and see if that has any basis. Because if it does, well, Jiraiya could be very, very powerful. And for those of you who are wondering whether or not you should get Jiraiya, that could be a game changer. Just gives you that idea to change it, basically. So I'm not gonna overload Jiraiya like I did for Tsunade because there really is no point, especially if I'm gonna be doing it like this in the Ninja War. So as you can see, we have Jiraiya and Orochimaru. I'm actually gonna go ahead and take off the curse seal off of Tsunade because she doesn't use it or particularly need it. And we're also gonna go ahead and take off the. This actually could be bad because since Jiraiya has the ability to seal passives, Sakura could essentially live through this. Well, die because he sealed her passive, basically. Yeah, that could be a problem. Thankfully, he doesn't have a very strong ability to stun lock or seal lock. So yeah, she's just gonna keep on healing, and yeah, let's see if this works actually. So come on, Orochimaru, give him a multiple curse heals. Because that way we're gonna see whether or not Jiraiya works like Tsunade and is able to KO what's her face? Sakura. Part of me doesn't think that this will work, but at the same time, part of me really does hope it will work, and it looks like it's working actually. So yeah, he keeps on getting up to half of her HP down. But we need him to KO her to know that he can deal an obscene amount of damage. It could be just like Tsunade where I just got unlucky, but I am hoping it's not that. It really is like There you go, he got another red curse seal. This should be the moment of truth to see whether or not he... No, he can't. Or he didn't, like, stack like Tsunade. That's actually rather unfortunate. I'm gonna try again. Maybe, just maybe, like I said. Because that's the thing. Because of Tsunade's thing, if she were to deal ninjutsu damage instead of taijutsu damage in the war, well, Tsunade would be a card killer. Because she would be able to do obscene amount of damage, especially considering the bonuses that you get just from being inside the ninja war and choosing the correct bonuses, like the attack bonus. As you saw, I got to 300 bonus, and Jiraiya was dealing a lot. But since I have to rely on Orochimaru giving constant red curse heals to Jiraiya, this could be a very big problem. Like, I mean, it looks like he's dealing a little more damage, but the thing is that could just be the shadow clones coming into play, because now he has 2 shadow clones instead of just 1. But yeah, it looks like he's hit his cap right there. He could obviously KO Sakura now, because of her ability to, well, if he would have gotten a critical on the last turn, Sakura would have just died. But it doesn't look like he can do the same thing as Tsunade, which is rather unfortunate because, well, that's a stupid amount of damage if you consider it, and if he's able to do it with ninjutsu damage, then that means Naruto probably is able to do it. So you could get a lot further in the ninja war. That would also actually have to mean that I would have to change my system when it comes to the damage, or how I handle Orochimaru, where he would be placed. Yeah, see, I knew he's able to KO her if he does that, but the problem is I want to see more damage instead of just, I don't want to see him cap. I want to see if he's able to do overclock like Tsunade. But as of right now, it kind of looks like he's not able to overclock. He's capping at a certain amount of damage. The problem being with this is that other cards are not like Sakura, where they won't heal, or they can't heal. Excuse me. And Jiraiya only has to kill them or deal a certain amount of damage, whereas Sakura has the ability to, do DPS. If I were to say for this to work with like Tsunade, Jiraiya would have to at least have Fukusaku and Shima, equipped to himself. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to do that. Now that I think about it, it may just be more interesting if I go ahead and take off everything except Fukusaku and Shima, because that way I would be able to gauge how much damage Jiraiya is really dealing with just those 2 guys. As you can see, he has only 36k ninjutsu attack. So I mean, that should be good because it gives you an idea of whether or not he's able to overclock, and it gives you an idea of whether or not he's like other cards. So I'm actually going to go ahead and equip this stuff back on Sasuke, because it doesn't appear that I have enough space to equip that and do that for Orochimaru and all that crap. Yeah, hopefully they have a Tobirama event far away from now so I can save up gold and stamina. But who knows what the next event is going to be detailed. I know it's going to be a special event. It's actually probably the pain event, the Nagato event, but who knows. So yeah, he's not dealing quite as bit as, not nearly as much as he did originally with all of his items, but he's dealing a decent amount. And like I said, we're interested in seeing whether or not he can overclock like Tsunade, not whether or not he can do a lot of DPS. So yeah, he just did ah shoot, I'm gonna want to take off Itachi because otherwise then the results would be skewed essentially. So we're gonna skip that. And if we can defeat Sakura like this, that means he can overclock. But if we can't defeat Sakura like this, then that means he probably can't. Oh, oh yes, this works. Let's see. So this actually proves that Jiraiya does have the ability to overclock like Tsunade. Obviously you're gonna need a lot of luck when it comes to this. Or honestly, I could just be completely unlucky and, well, Jiraiya was able to seal Sakura for the entirety of the battle. But I get the feeling that's not it. So we're gonna see whether he can overclock or not. Yeah, if this works out the way it's looking that it's gonna work out, then Orochimaru would be probably best served if you put him down here at the very last spot and put all of your ability intensive guys with like shadow clones percentage based increases in their ninjutsu attack in the front. Yeah, he's definitely overclocking because even when I had a lot of damage, a lot higher ninjutsu attack, he was able to do this. So I'm actually kind of curious. I'm gonna go ahead and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna unequip this, the Toad Sage. Basically, I'm gonna unequip all of his ninjutsu attack, or get him as low as ninjutsu attack as possible. Oh yeah, by the way, there's probably gonna be a warning saying after, because I'm gonna look this over like I usually do. I'm gonna put a warning that certain at a certain point, like the video won't include any sort of relevant information about the event or whatever the video title is. So you guys don't have to spend a good 20-30 minutes hoping to see whether or not this is important. So we're gonna take that off. We're gonna go to formation. We're gonna see if I have the Tilt Beast in battle. Okay, he's unequipped. I'm probably dying now in the ninja in the capture mine. Oh, I have it. Sweet. That's actually kind of a bonus of being like the top dog in this thing because, well, nobody really wants to fuck with you. These guys will if they see the chance to do so, but most of the time the lower level players won't do so. Let's see. Yeah, so I lowered his ninjutsu attack as low as it can go, which is for Jiraiya, for my particular situation, 101k ninjutsu attack, and we're just using the Fukusaku and Shima. So this answers whether or not it's worth it to get Fukusaku and Shima. You can get them by get them to tier 4 or tier 3 at the very least by just consuming 11k worth of rare ore. I mean 11k worth of gold, because that's when you get the Mount Maibuko Sage Scroll, which is what you need to upgrade the Fukusaku and Shima to tier 3. And then after that you need Will of Fire to upgrade it to tier 4, but we're going to go ahead and do that once again with Sakura. So we're gonna skip because we're not really interested in the times that he fails. We just want to see whether or not he will be able to win. Like I said, it's a lot like Tsunade where it's very luck based. So we can get a lot of times where this just won't work. Orochimaru will keep on giving him gray curse heals, and there you go. Yeah, this proves it. Jiraiya has the ability to overclock like Tsunade. Obviously, you need a stupid amount of luck or tries to get this right. But it looks like, yeah, he can be overclocked. So that means he can be fucking overpowered in the Ninja War. I'm going to be testing to see if Naruto can do it. But as far as I know, only passives or abilities that give you percentage bonus that can be reapplied continuously are the ones that give you the ability to be overclocked. And as far as I can tell, you have to have Orochimaru after they've released that skill, not before the card, because otherwise it won't work. As you saw me trying in the beginning of the video, it wouldn't work, but yeah. So yeah, slowly but surely he's overclocking, and keep in mind that he's not stunning Sakura, so she's always healing, so he has the ability to, you know, just completely use his DPS. So I think this is the one that kills Sakura. Yeah, as you saw right there, he just dealt a massive amount of damage. So yeah, that answers the question. Jiraiya can be overclocked if you just, all you need is the tier 4 Fukusaku and Shima, nothing else, and an Orochimaru with the tier 4 ring, Orochimaru's ring. You don't need the curse heal. That's just something that's useful, but you do need an Orochimaru with the tier 4 ring. It can be any stage. Same thing with Jiraiya. Any stage Jiraiya or Orochimaru, they just need their tier 4 for Jiraiya, you need the tier 4 Fukusaku and Shima, and for Orochimaru, you need the tier 4 Orochimaru's ring. So that's just how that works. Now, I'm actually kind of curious to see whether there's other cards that can do this, like for example, Naruto. The reason for that being is I'm going to unequip everything from Naruto, basically. I'm going to leave him naked, more or less. I don't want him to have any sort of ninjutsu attack. And I just want to see him deal damage. I just want him to be the one who's dealing damage, nothing else. So we're going to go to Truth-Seeking Ball Naruto. The reason I took off the many ultra big spiraling zero spheres is because if Naruto can get a certain amount of shadow clones, his debuffs will just kill Sakura. So if Naruto can be overclocked like Jiraiya, keep in mind that Naruto is several times more powerful than Jiraiya. So you can do this with your Naruto if you have the tier 4 item for Orochimaru. So let's test this out. Obviously we're gonna skip a couple of times. Shit, I forgot that I need to equip some stuff to other characters. So we're gonna go ahead and equip that. We're gonna equip that. Doesn't matter if that's not theirs. We just want to equip stuff at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and sell some fragments. Gonna sell that. Gonna sell that, and really that's all we need to sell because we just need one space to be able to do this. So we have Naruto with his multiple shadow clones. I'm actually kind of curious to see how much damage he deals. Now, for those of you wondering, what does the the skill that I just applied to Naruto do? It has the ability to essentially nerf taijutsu and ninjutsu damage against your enemies. This isn't an assured thing, it's a maybe thing. So it could happen, at the same time it could not happen. And it's looking like Naruto doesn't overclock. But that could just be because he has great curse heals. So obviously we've established that at the way that Naruto is, he can't beat Sakura normally. He has to overclock in order to be able to defeat Sakura. Essentially one hit KO her. Otherwise he's not going to be able to defeat Sakura, but it doesn't look like he can overclock at the moment. Another thing you have to keep in mind is, like I said, you have to be extremely lucky with the curse heals. You saw how many times, how many tries it took for that to work. So I'd say a maximum of 50 tries. If in 50 tries Naruto does not manage to defeat Sakura, that just means that he can't be overclocked. Simple as that. Actually, we're gonna skip that. Obviously, he was able to win because they don't fucking heal. But we're gonna skip that. He lost. Skip that. He lost. That's 3 tries. He lost 4 tries. 5 tries. 6 tries. 7 tries. 8 tries. 9 tries. 11 tries. 12 tries. 13 tries. 14 tries. 15 tries. 16, well, 15 tries, I think. It's 15 or 16, I can't quite remember. Like, my brain just spasmed. But let's say 16 tries, 17 tries, 18 tries, 19 tries, 20 tries, 21 tries, 22 tries, 23 tries, 24 tries, 25 tries, 26 tries, 27 tries, 28 tries, 29 tries, 31 tries now, because I kind of just skipped one. 31 tries, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, what is that, 40, 41, 42, wow, 43, oh no, yeah, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and then 50. So yeah, he's not able to destroy Sakura with this. He's not able to overclock like this. It would appear that you need to have the bonuses to be continuously reapplied. So I'm actually gonna try with the debuffs from the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Obviously he's gonna deal a lot more damage, but it's interesting to see whether or not he's able to. So we're gonna go ahead and go all the way down to Sakura. So that's 1. Now this will actually tell us for sure whether or not he can overclock or not, because if he doesn't overclock within 50 tries, that just means that he's not, he's not able to overclock because of the fact that the debuffs actually deal quite a bit of damage, as you saw right there. So yeah, it looks like the buffs, like the Shadow Clones, have to be continuously reapplied for them to be able to do that much damage. And yeah, it looks like Naruto is able to nearly kill her, but he's not able to finish her off. And like I said, he should be able to overclock and destroy her if he has, if he's able to overclock right now. But it doesn't look like that's the case. It just looks like he's just not able to. Yeah, he lost right there. So I want to toss something out. We're going to be done here. The reason I did that is because it gives us a nicer idea of whether or not he of basically Naruto's condition. Wait, shit, not that one. Obviously, I'm gonna win, but it gives you an idea of whether or not he is actually receiving curse seals instead of Orochimaru just blocking it. So yeah, like I mean, this I've done multiple tries now. Quite a lot more tries than I probably should have. But from what I can tell, it does look like Naruto can't overclock because, well, of the shadow clones. Now, I'm going to test out Tobirama. Now, the reason I'm testing out Tobirama is because he has an item which does release shadow clones. Now, as far as I know, it only does this during once per turn, essentially. Not once per turn, but once per battle. But if it releases the shadow clones, he may be able to do this. And for those of you who have gold Tobirama, you could do a stupid amount of damage. So we're actually going to take off the Flying Thunder God. And oh, this is the item that gives him the shadow clones. At the same time, adds 2 extra shadow clones by you really... Oh, this is actually perfect. So this could actually mean that Tobirama is able to overclock, since it releases every unique skill. And I forgot to put on the Curse Seal of Wrath. Yay. So equip the Curse Seal of Wrath. And I'm gonna do a good 50 tries. If it doesn't happen in 50 tries, Tobirama can't overclock. Basically. So replay. I was just curious to see whether or not he actually reflected it back, but oh, how long have I been doing this? Wow, this is gonna be a very long video. It's almost an hour. So that's interesting. But yeah, for those of you who are trying to overclock, you're gonna want to have Orochimaru go behind the card that's trying to overclock. Yeah, see his shadow clones keep on continuously adding themselves. It's not a fixed thing like Naruto, and that's the thing that really screws over Naruto when it comes to releasing his overclock or being able to overclock. It's the fact that he can't continuously release the shadow clones, whereas Tobirama does it every single turn that he gets. So yeah, it looks like Tobirama may actually be able to overclock. He just has such a small amount of DPS in this form that it's not noticeable, which is a very, very big possibility now that I think about it. Which would, I mean, Naruto should have easily been able to take down that, with the amount of ninjutsu attack that he had. So we're gonna go ahead and add in Itachi. Yeah, he deals such a small amount of damage that I may actually have to add in... Oh yeah, he only has 23k ninjutsu attack, so we're gonna give him a decent... Well, essentially all the ninjutsu attack that I can. So now that's that. So we're gonna add in that. So we're gonna add in that. Thunder God gives him, yeah, okay, 60, yeah, that gives him a lot of ninjutsu attack, and that gives him even more, so we're gonna go ahead and see if he can overclock now. The reason I'm calling it overclocked is because that's just a habit. Anything that becomes more powerful to me just becomes overclocked. So his base damage is 1.1 million, and we're trying to get him to do what is it? Let's see. Hang on. We're gonna let this happen. So 1.2 million. He now he has a red curse seal. Let's see how much damage he does. No, 1.2 million. This should actually be his cap. 5.9 million. So divide that. That's why. Yeah. See, the problem is like I said, getting Tobirama to get the red curse seal continuously over and over, because that's what really overclocks it. That's 3 million. That's actually better than what he had before. So it looks like Tobirama may actually be able to overclock because of the continuous. So he was at 3 million. Now he's at 4 million. Okay, yeah, it's a very gradual overclockage. He's not like Jiraiya, where he'll deal a lot more damage. He's very gradual. So this actually is a very good news for people who have gold Tobirama or have the. Yeah, if you have gold Tobirama and you have the strongest, no, the Shadow Clone passive, you're gonna do stupid amount of damage because he overclocks and he does damage like Naruto. So it seems the key to overclocking your cards is to continuously have something that will keep reapplying your what's it called? Your buffs basically. So the reason Naruto couldn't do it is because his buffs weren't being reapplied, but because Tobirama keeps on constantly having his buff reapplied, or the moment that he did have his buff reapplied, he was able to deal a lot more damage than what he should have been able to. So we're gonna try that again and see if we can get any further. I mean, if we're able to defeat Data, I would consider it a success for Tobirama to be overclocked. Um, since this video is taking such a long time, I'm gonna upload it in its entirety. And then tomorrow after the event video, or during the event video, I'll actually mention it in the next 10 minutes, in the first 10 minutes, because this is actually critical information, especially if you're doing a Ninja War, considering all the bonuses that you can get, this could actually get you a lot further than you would have thought. So yeah, I mean, Tobirama is able to overclock because of the fact that his debuffs keep on getting applied. So if you want your card to be overclocked, you have to have your Orochimaru tier 4. The damage has to be ninjutsu based. You have to have his Orochimaru's ring tier 4, and you have to have an item that overclocked that reapplies buffs on your card. By I think a certain percentage. I'm not quite sure whether or not the skill for like Shadow Clone, the Lightning Shadow Clone would work in this instance. So we're gonna go ahead and equip.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was just my brother. But we're gonna go ahead and equip this. We're gonna go ahead and change this to let's see, Kamui. No, it's not that. As a cause, as a probability, but it won't actually cause dizziness. This should actually test whether or not what's her name? What's his name? You can actually overclock if you have the skill called No, it's not gonna work because I have Itachi Susano on him right now, and I don't want to change all of his bloodlines. Obito, does he have that bloodline? No, he has Yin and Yang. Who has the Lightning Shadow Clone apart from Sasuke? Actually, Sasuke could be a very viable, so we're gonna go over here to Sasuke. And we're going to be testing out Itachi's Sasuke. I think this is damaged by ninjutsu attack. Shoot. Let's see. We're gonna do Great Fireball. We're not actually gonna be testing him out, the Great Fireball, to see whether it overclocks or not. Sasuke can do a stupid amount of damage just with his items, and the Indra skin. But what I'm interested in seeing is if the Lightning Shadow Clone has the ability to overclock him. Essentially, is what I'm trying to see. So once again, we're gonna use our favorite tester. And I have way too many stuff once again. We're gonna sell what? Shoot. So we're gonna use his weakest skill. Really, what we're trying to gauge here is not whether or not, no, actually not Sasuke's sword. Yeah, the sword of Kusanagi. What I'm trying to gauge here is to see whether or not the Lightning Shadow Clone has the ability to overclock your card. Which means if it does, that means that any card that has the ability to use Lightning Release Shadow Clone has the ability to be overclocked. Now, as he is, if he's not able to overclock, he has only a certain amount of DPS that he can deal. Otherwise, nothing's gonna change really. So, okay, Lightning Shadow Clone. What I'm actually gonna be relying here to tell me how much damage he's dealing is the Sora Kusanagi's passive, well, the Sora Kusanagi's skill. The reason I didn't use his other skill is because it doesn't do as much damage basically. Now that I think about it, it's probably a better idea if I do this on Deidara, because I mean obviously he's not going to be able to beat Deidara, but just by watching it I should be able to see whether or not he's overclocking. Since it's just fixed right now. And wow, this is going to be a really long video, so yeah. Ouch. So let's see, we're going to start this again. And just from watching Sasuke, we're going to be able to see that he deals 200k, so 200, and then 160 on the Shadow Clones. Well, his Kusanagi, sort of Kusanagi skill. And what we want to see is whether or not he overclocks. So he doubled. Okay, that's how that goes. He doubled it, so the double damage is essentially 200k for his normal attack, which is a fireball, and any higher than that means that he overclocked, basically. Let's see if he overclocks right now. He got another curse heal, so that should be able to stack, and we'll see how much he overclocks, or whether or not he actually overclocks or not. It looks like he does not overclock. You need to have buffs that are percentage based, not what's it called? Not fixed. They have to be percentage based. Otherwise, they don't overclock your card. By percentage based, I mean because unrivaled strength, what it does, it gives you a certain percentage, like 200%. I do believe on damage. No, 20% ninjutsu attack. So every time you reapply that, it looks like it overclocks it. That's what allows you to overclock. By overclock, like I said, that's just a fancy way of saying do more damage than they should be able to do with their stats. But it looks like it has to be a percentage based thing. Shadow clones, what they also do is the fact that they Um, they have 35% bonus to ninjutsu attack. In both instances for Tobirama and Jiraiya, so that's why they're able to overclock. It looks like Sasuke can't overclock unless he actually has his other passive. His other attack, which is Indara Zero, but that's something else completely different. I think that's more or less independent of uh, of Orochimaru. So yeah, as of now, the cards that I do believe can overclock are actually Jiraiya. They are Jiraiya, Tsunade, Sakura. Um, Not Naruto, unfortunately. Tobirama. The first Tokage, Hashirama. And I do think that's about it when it comes to overclocking. I don't think anybody else has the ability to do so. Yeah, so those guys, because of the fact that their bonuses are percentage based. If you're wondering why I included the first Tokage is because of the skill called a true several thousand hands. It gives him a 20% bonus in ninjutsu attack and hit, and he can continuously reapply that if you have his tier 4 weapon. Every time he does a normal attack, he reapplies that bonus. At the very least, I think 2,000, two true 100,000 hands or whatever. If you go over here, actually, if I go over here to Facebook and we go to, actually, yeah, we go to, oh no, Adam's not there anymore. Ninjutsu whole community. This is a little, yeah, he does give quite a bit of boost. So we're gonna go to info. We're gonna go to photos, albums, not diamond, equipment. I think somebody added in Hashirama's weapon. I'm not quite sure whether or not they did so. But yeah, if you have Hashirama's weapon at tier 4, what it does is it continuously reapplies the truth several thousand hands. Only one of them, so he continuously, reapplies that buff. But even so, like we established, if it's a percentage buff that continuously reapplies itself, even if it doesn't naturally by itself overclock, when combined with Orochimaru's tier 4 ring, it will overclock stupidly and just deal a stupid amount of damage. You saw how Tobirama went from, I do think, 1.1 million worth of damage to 4 million worth of damage. A lot more than he should have been able to do when he crit on a 5 million worth of damage after he had reached a red curse seal and his 2 shadow clones. Taijutsu bandage, Jonin armor, fourth Hokage cloak, nunchucks, black rod, sword of Kusanagi, leather gloves, seal hormone, first Hoshikage's necklace, Chimaru's ring, square frame glasses, nope, water formation, nope. God damn it. Where is it? I don't think it's here now that I look at this. I'm getting the bad feeling that it's not here. That's unfortunate. Lightning run, gun, scythe, crow's left eye. There you go. First Hokage's scroll tier 4. Exclusive equipment and releases, increases ninjutsu attack. Add two true several thousand hands and 1 wood clone after normal attack. And if you look over here, we're going to go back to the game. And we go to scrolls and we go all the way to the left. True several thousand hands. So it adds in 2 of these, keep in mind. Each true several thousand hands can increase own ninjutsu attack by 20%. 20% ninjutsu attack and hit until battle ends. Immune any damage and buff. Continuously release top transfer from Buddha 3 times. Seal massive ninjutsu damage. So you get at the max 8, and you can keep on reapplying 2 every single time. So what is it? 20 times 100 times 10? That's 200% ninjutsu attack. And take into consideration that he can overclock, like I said, like Tsunade did with his ninjutsu attack, like Jiraiya did with his ninjutsu attack. You have a very, very nasty combination put in place. So yeah, I dare say that's about it for this video. I can't really think of anything else to put into this. I delved into everything I could when it comes to overclocking. Obviously, I used up a lot of time. But I think it would be interesting for you guys to see just what I did, how I figured it out. Maybe I did something wrong, but as of right now, the way that you do it, you get the card that has the buff, reapplyable buff, percentage buff, first, before Orochimaru, and you keep Orochimaru behind that card. So if you have Tobidama at Diamond, you're going to want to put Tobidama first, and then Orochimaru at the end. So the dream team now would be actually Suzu Itachi, then Tobidama, then would be not Tobidama, but Hashirama. No, first would be what's his face? Suzu Itachi. Then it would be Tobidama. No, first Suzu Itachi, then Hashirama, then Tobidama, then Sasuke, then Naruto, and then finally Orochimaru. And that should get you very, very, very far in the Ninja War. So do onto that what you will. So yeah. So I dare say that's about it for this video. It was a very interesting video to make. I'm sorry if it was way too long. I understand if you can't watch it all. So I will be trying to shorten this up in the next video. Well, essentially not the next video, but essentially tomorrow's video. I know it feels unfair, but it's kind of. I want this information to get as far as possible to like everybody that I can get to. So yeah, if you made it here, honestly, once again, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow with a new video. As you saw with the longer videos, I can cover what you need to get to be covered. So please do comment in the comment section, and I'll try to answer your questions. Let's see. Before I leave, though, let's go to YouTube. We're gonna have to stop that right there. And I think that was playing the whole time in the background, but I lowered the volume. And yeah, I didn't pick it up. I like watching The Amazing Atheist. He's very interesting when it comes to his thoughts and beliefs. So I covered his or hers Jiraiya, whether or not you should get him. You should definitely get him. He's a very powerful card. Thank you, Brian. I'll try to cover the Hinata showcase tomorrow. I don't have all of her equipment, unfortunately, so sorry about that. I did Joseph Costa. I did his Eight Tails thing, and with Sakura's, I actually went into depth with the Overclock thing. And yeah, that kind of sucks. Based Hyuga, he's not able to do that in the actual show. Alexei, like I said during this video, you really just want to get Jiraiya's Fukusaku and Shima, and you will be able to overclock him. And Carlo Diaz, you're welcome, man. Thank you either way. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a new video. Bye.